this UAW story has gotten a lot of us excited because this president, Sean Fain, he says he has been saying a lot of this right things. He seems to be appearing very radical in the interviews, saying they're not taking less. But in announcing yesterday, he did a stream, and this clip right here that you see playing on the screen is a snippet of it. They did a stream yesterday, or he did a stream yesterday, where he was talking about the strategy of the strike. And what he announced, I was shocked. And I didn't think it was a good strategy, even before I heard about this latest story. I was shocked because what he announced was that everybody's not going on strike today. So tonight at midnight, everybody's not going on strike. A small number will go on strike. And then while the deals are trying to be worked through, and if no deals are made, then a small number will be added. And then another small number will be added. So it's this slow trickle of striking. How is that going to bring pain? I was thinking that yesterday. I was like, how the hell is this going to bring the pain that's needed to the capitalists to get what you want? I'm like, this seems, but I didn't go too hard at it. I was just like, this seems very unusual. Let's listen to what the pivotal point in the video where he talks about this.
We're inventing a whole new way to strike, and we're calling it the stand-up strike. We will not strike all of our facilities at once. We will communicate with regional directors and local leadership who will walk their membership out if and only if they are called to do so. If your local is not named, then you are not yet on strike. But don't stop working unless you're explicitly called on to stop. We're inventing a whole new way.
What? And this is what Will Lehman says. And like I said, Will Lehman, I've done a story on him. It's been a while when he was going through the elections, but Will Lehman for UAW president. I'm running for president. So he was one of the candidates that was running for president. Okay, so that's who this person is. And he's saying this is a sellout. He said, here, UAW president Sean Fain tell auto workers not to strike. This is an absolute betrayal of the will of the membership. The membership have voted to strike. Overwhelmingly voted to strike. But this strategy is everybody's not striking. And this is the statement, William Lehman, rank and file auto worker and 2022 UAW presidential candidate, Sean Fain prepping sellout. By announcing Wednesday that the UAW will only call limited stand-up strikes at a few plants, even without a contract, UAW President Sean Fain has admitted that the UAW bureaucracy is selling out the rank and file. So I wake up and I see this story. I'm like, man, I had this feeling in my gut. Not sellout, but just that this seems so milquetoast to do it this way. And I was like, is it some strategy that I just don't know? That this is a strategy that is effective and I'm just not understanding. So I reserved to say anything about it. But this is so anyway, let me move on to a longer statement that I have. I believe this is it here. This is a longer statement by this auto worker for 2022 candidate for the president, and he got close. But he's very militant. By announcing Thursday that the UAW will only call limited stand-up strikes at a few plants, even without a contract, UAW President Sean Fain has admitted that the UAW bureaucracy is selling out the rank and file. Fain is not calling on workers to stand up. He is demanding that we lie down and accept what the company wants. The isolation of the strike to only a handful of plants will ensure that it ensures that it is as ineffective as possible. And that's the same feeling I got. This is ineffective. By keeping production going, it will boost both corporate profits and the UAW strike fund, which the bureaucracy had raided for decades to pay their own bloated salaries. You see how they're filling the coffers of the UAW strike fund. So do you think they're doing this limited sort of rollout because the UAW strike fund is low, because it was rated to pay their salaries, like this statement is saying? The decision against launching an all-out strike is not legitimate. It contradicts the clear will of the rank and file, which voted 97% to strike all three companies. Now, it was taken behind the backs of the rank and file membership and at the behest of the corporations and the Biden administration. It was announced by a president elected through massive voter suppression with the support of only 3% of the rank and file membership. Most workers never even received a ballot to vote last year. We cannot afford to leave things in the hands of these traitors. The UAW bureaucracy has made it clear what side it is on. This means we, the rank and file, must organize ourselves, hold emergency meetings in your factories and warehouses tonight and tomorrow to democratically decide and plan how to countermade this betrayal and what collective action is needed. If there is no contract at midnight on Thursday, we cannot be separated as FON wants. We must all stand together on strike. Man, I got a bad vibe when I was watching that video of Sean Fan giving an update. And you know why? When he was like, oh, we're going to be doing this, he was like, he was like, the next day, we're not striking, we're doing this event. He pulled up the event graphic, and the event graphic had a Democrat on it named Bernie Sanders. And I was like, is that suspicious? Now, yeah, I'm saying this shit is suspicious to me. So I feel almost vindicated for the gut feeling I was having yesterday about listening to this. He goes and he's talking about this, and he's like, there's an event coming up. And then this pops up. And this is what gets me suspicious. Holding a mass rally with strike breaking adjacent Bernie Sanders. So I thought this was weird. That's Bernie Sanders. Now you can see him through the wording, the caption there. So stand up for our communities and not strike at every location. That's literally what they're doing. And on the first day they're not striking, they're going to have an event. And at the event, Bernie Sanders is there. I don't know. This seems a little fishy to me. I don't know. Let me pull up the accompanying article just a second here. This is highly suspicious. So the same guy, William Lehman, the one who ran for the UAW president and came close. He's very radical, very militant, the one that's saying, forget these people. He's basically calling for a wildcat strike. He's the one who wrote this article. Mobilize the rank and file against the UAW sellout. Oh, actually, it's a video. So let's play his video. It does have an accompanying article, but let's play his video to start with.
By announcing Wednesday that the UAW will only call limited stand-up strikes at a few plants, even without a contract, UAW President Sean Fain has made it clear that the UAW bureaucracy is selling out the rank and file again. We should understand what this is. Fain is not calling on workers to stand up. He is demanding that we lie down and accept what the companies want. He has gone from saying there would be a first ever strike at all three companies to a strike at only a few plants. The only outcome of this is that these workers will lose their pay and the companies will win, putting hundreds of thousands of jobs at risk through the transition to EV. The aim of this is to divide the membership and break our unity. A small number of workers will be striking, while the vast majority of workers will be used as scabs, producing vehicles and profits for the companies. If workers in the non-striking plants take any action to support their striking brothers, they could be victimized because Fain has let the contracts expire. The decision of the UAW bureaucracy is not legitimate. It violates the will of the rank and file, which voted by 97% to strike at all three companies. It was taken behind the backs of the rank and file membership at the behest of the corporations and the Biden administration. It was announced by a president elected through massive voter suppression with the support of only 3% of the rank and file membership. Most workers never even received a ballot to vote last year. We cannot afford to leave things in the hands of these traitors. The strike fund was built up with our dues money and must be used to carry out a decisive battle against these companies that are determined to destroy tens of thousands of jobs. A line in the sand must be drawn. The UAW bureaucracy has made clear what side it's on. That means we, the rank and file, must organize ourselves. Hold emergency meetings in your factories and warehouses tonight and tomorrow to democratically discuss and plan how to countermand this betrayal and what collective action is needed. Don't listen to the bureaucrats, listen to your coworkers. Elect leaders from the shop floor and get your entire shift on the same page. Talk on the line, on breaks, at lunch, and in the parking lots about what we, the rank and file, want to do. If there is no contract at midnight on Thursday night, we cannot be separated as Fain wants. We must all stand together on strike.
Wow. So let's World Socialist websites has its strength, but it also has its weakness. My own or highway attitude. Yes, because they're Trotskyites. And Trotskys, a lot of them are known to be that. They're very like pushy when it comes to stuff. But when it comes to labor stuff, we do lean on them. But you're absolutely right. In the Marxist world, Trotskyites, they have that reputation that you describe here. That is the reputation they have. But this is disappointing that, we can't have nice things. They always have to co-opt us. Just sad, man. We thought we had something here, and come to find out that this guy is just selling us out, because it's like, we're here. No agreement is made. It's time to bring the pain right now. Oh, no, we're not striking everywhere. What are you talking about?